A four-year starter, Wendy Schaaf-Waters began her basketball career with a long win streak and capped it with All-America honors. In between, she became a 1,000-point scorer, an incredible rebounder, and an intimidating shot blocker. Wendy compiled 1,195 points, which is 10th in the career record books. Her name is in the top 5 in the record books for free throw percentage, block shots, and rebounds. During Wendy's career, the Herons were an impressive 98-9 on the hardwood, including an unblemished 43-0 in Bristol Gym. Wendy helped William Smith win 4 UCAA championships and make 4 NCAA tournament fields. In her first year, the Herons won their first NCAA tournament in the game in the history of the program when they beat Buff State. In that game, current Heron assistant coach and a member of the Heron Hall of Honor, Jen Goodall Cooper, was sidelined much of the first half with an ankle injury, so first year Wendy Schaaf stepped up and led all Heron scorers with 17 points. A starter from day one, Wendy helped the Herons rattle off 17 consecutive wins to start the 1994-95 season. She notched the first of 23 career double-doubles in her second college game, burning Albany for 11 points and 13 boards. Wendy averaged 10 points and 8 rebounds per game for a squad that went 23-3 and reached the second round of the NCAA tournament. Her talent, coupled with the team's success, earned her the Conference Rookie of the Year award and William Smith's Barbara Easton Regan's Coaches Award. As a sophomore, Wendy helped the Herons go 25-2, matching the program record for wins in a season. The team swept the conference with a 14-0 record, including a decisive 68-41 victory versus Skidmore in a league championship game that featured the 22-1 Herons and the 20-4 Thoroughbreds. The team rode their 17-game winning streak into March Madness, winning the first 2 rounds before losing to Rowan. Making 84% of her free throws that year remains second in Heron history. In 1996-97, Wendy and her Heron teammates won 27 games in a row to start the season, suffering their only loss of the campaign in the NCAA quarterfinals. Her 251 rebounds that season put her 4th on the school's all-time list. As a senior, Wendy led William Smith to a 3rd consecutive Chase Scholarship Tournament championship. She matched her career high for points with 23 in the title game win over Geneseo, earning her a 2nd straight all-tournament nod. Later in the season, she not once, but twice matched her career high for rebounds, collecting 15 caroms against Union and Lycoming. For the year, Wendy averaged career highs of 13 points and 9 rebounds per game. She received WBCA All-America Honorable Mention and the Win Seeley Award. Wendy is one of only 3 Heron basketball players to be named an academic All-American. A member of Phi Theta Chi and Phi Beta Kappa, Wendy graduated magna cum laude with a bachelor's degree in mathematics. A math teacher at Fonda Fultonville High School, Wendy coached the Braves girls basketball team to a 222-95 record in 15 seasons. She inherited a program that hadn't won a league title in 10 years and led it to 9 championships, earning 3 Coach of the Year awards. It is my honor to present Wendy Schaaf-Waters as a member of the Heron Hall of Honor, class of 2016.
It's been a long day. As you can see, my crew up there keeps me very busy, so I've been writing my speech at midnight after the boys are to bed, but here we go. I'm very honored and humbled to be inducted into the William Smith College Heron Hall of Honor alongside so many other great coaches and athletes. Thank you to Deb Stewart and the Heron Society Board of Directors for choosing me and for putting on this great night. Congrats to my fellow inductees, super impressive resumes, really awesome. Thank you to my family who supported me then and are here with me tonight, my mom and dad, my biggest fans, my husband Keith, my sister Karen, my brother Phil and sister-in-law Erica, my Aunt Tricia and Uncle Mike, my high school coach Pam Masek. I share this honor with you. To my boys, Jack, Reed, and Ryan, I hope you're not giving the lacrosse players back at the hotel too much trouble. Someday I hope you'll understand how special this night was for me and be proud of what I achieved in my life as a Heron before you were born. It's hard to believe 20 years have passed since I attended William Smith, but no matter how much time goes by, I always look back with pride on the career and experiences I had as a Heron. I actually still wear the Heron ring we got as senior athletes every day. I love when my students or former players ask me about my ring because it gives me the chance to show them the Herons on the ring and talk about my experiences at William Smith. I'm thrilled to be honored here tonight, but have never been one to like the individual attention. I never wanted it to be about me. I just wanted to win and be a good teammate and play the game I love the right way. I never wanted to miss a shot. I aimed for perfection. I would always work hard and gave everything I had every game and every practice. I always tried to do the little things to help our teams win and prided myself on being just as good on defense as I was on offense. I had the pleasure of playing for a coach at William Smith who I had met when I was just a 7th grader on the varsity basketball team at St. Johnsville. I chose Glenn Begley because I trusted him, and I chose to become a Heron so that I could become a part of a program that had a tradition of excellence in both academics and athletics. Glenn was very sincere when recruiting me, and he kept his word. He gave me the opportunity to play, and I made the most of it. Glenn put in simple offensive and defensive schemes that played to our strengths. He got the most out of our 2-hour practices, then let us focus on our academics. We didn't have 100 ways to get through a screen. We had simple one-page scouting reports. We were always prepared to play. We never had to overthink. We could rely on our instincts and each other. Glenn couldn't be here tonight, but he wrote me a note congratulating me on my induction. He was so happy for me and brought up some great memories. He said he would always be my coach. Now, as we celebrate 35 years as Herons, I am so proud that I am a part of this history and appreciative to have the opportunity to look back and reflect on my career here. I'm proud of my career, going 98-9 in 4 years, never losing a home game or a league game, winning the prestigious Chase tournament in Rochester, putting my academics first. I loved to be a student. I had great math professors and loved our education department here. Beating Division II Lemoyne at Lemoyne. Sorry, Phil, my brother went there. Making it to the Elite 8 of the NCAA tournament. Beating Hamilton at Hamilton with only 6 players. Most of our team had been suspended for violating team rules over Christmas break, but we still went and won. Playing with teammates that love the game and love to win as much as I did. Seeing my family in the stands at my games, which brings me to my most important moment of reflection, and that's my family. None of this would mean anything without the love and support of my family. Mom and Dad, all I've ever wanted to do in my life was make you proud. It's gonna be tough to get through, but I can do it. Your support when I was in college and throughout my entire life has meant the world to me, and I hope I wouldn't be the person I am today without your influence. I can only hope to have the same impact on my boys' lives. Thank you for always supporting me and making me feel important, for making me feel that it did matter, that I worked hard and tried to do the right thing. Thank you for coming to my games when I was a player and when I was a coach, and now thank you for all your help raising 3 boys. During my college years, my dad kept a little calendar with 3 different colored pens to mark the games with mine, my sister Karen's, my brother's Phil's. He was teaching 5th grade at the time, so on weeknights, he wouldn't miss a game. He'd leave after school, drive several hours one way from tiny little St. Johnsville to my games no matter where they were. He wouldn't miss one. Then he would drive back that night and go to work the next morning. I loved looking up and seeing Dad in the stands with his program in hand, getting ready to write down the stats for the game. To this day, no matter where he goes, he still does that religiously. When I saw him at the games or walk in the gym, it put me at ease. I knew it was game time. To this day, when I see my dad, I know everything's going to be okay. One game we were at Keuka. I didn't have my best game. I was missing shots. We still won, but I felt bad afterwards that he had driven all that way, and all he said to me was, "At least I got to see you, didn't I?" Thank you, Dad, for always being my biggest fan. This was mentioned before, but there was no cell phones when I was in college. The internet and email had just taken off. I miss my family terribly, so my mom would send handwritten notes every week, care packages, cookies. Thank you, Mom, for doing all the little things you did to let me know you love me, and for telling me it was okay not to get an A in everything. My mom is the kindest, most selfless person I know. I don't know anyone who gives more of themselves to their family than you do, Mom. You're our rock and the light of our family, and the reason I write thank you notes today, and the reason I do extra things in school or at home without asking why or expecting anything in return. Thank you for teaching me how to be a good person and a good mother. Thank you for your notes and gifts and brownies after games. You do everything in your life with great love, just like Grandma Wendell, and I try to emulate that each day. I was lucky to grow up in the family I did. My dad, who played at Syracuse in the 60s with Jim Boeheim, was the boys varsity coach at our school, and he let Karen and I be his managers when we were just in 3rd grade. I can remember watching him with such admiration and soaking up everything he said at his practices and games. He had such a presence as a coach, and watching him helped me learn the game at an early age. I always felt when I played that I could see the whole court and anticipate what was going to happen before it did. I believe that learning from my dad at such a young age really helped lay the foundation for that. In high school, I was fortunate to play for a coach who believed in me and gave me the opportunity to play in the varsity for 6 years. It wasn't a popular decision, but she thought it was the right one, and she stuck to it. Thank you, Coach, who's here tonight, for being demanding and pushing us hard, but also caring about us as people. We would have done anything for you then and still would to this day. I'm so proud we won 2 state and federation titles together. Love you, Coach. Thank you to my little brother Phil, who's actually the tallest in our family, so I say little, youngest, who was around 10 years old at the time when I was in college. He would come to my weekend games. I can still picture him and Glenn's son JP running around under the bleachers. So I know you were there. I don't know how much of the game you actually watched, but thank you for coming. It reminded me of home and kept me grounded whenever I saw you. I loved watching you play in high school and college. I remember watching you one game as a freshman on the varsity turn and just dunk the ball from 2 feet. And people in the stands were like, did we just watch this? I said, yep, you did, and that's my brother, and yep, he's only a freshman. You did amazing things. You're an amazing athlete, and I love watching you coach at Canajoharie now. You're a great role model for your students and players and for my boys. I'm very proud of the man you are today. Love you, Phil. Which leads me to my sister, Karen. Everything I did in my life up until college, I did with Karen. Thank you, Karen, for making me a better player, for shooting with me for hours in the driveway, for driving to Troy to AU practices and Empire State games, for doing the 3-man weave until we had it perfected with Janice after Dad's games, for pushing me to try to keep up with you. In practice, Karen could run for hours and barely break a sweat and want more. I love those years because we did everything together on and off the court. You inspired me to be my best, and I always felt more confident when I was with you. Karen ended up scoring 3,548 points in high school, which is still the New York State record for boys or girls to this day. Yeah, wow. She could score at will on anyone. She made everything look easy. I had the privilege of guarding her every day in practice for 5 years. Lucky me. But it forced me to become a good defensive player. My only chance of stopping her was to not let her get the ball. So I focused on positioning and reading the eyes of the girls trying to pass it to her. Karen, I was in awe of your ability and still have so much pride and admiration for your record today. Those are some of my favorite memories. You were and still are my best friend, and not a day goes by that I don't think of you, even though you don't live nearby. I'm so proud of all we accomplished and cherish all those times we spent together, except maybe the times you made us late for curfew. When you got to Syracuse, I actually felt more complete because you were closer to me. I love seeing you climbing through my window at Superdorm at all hours of the night just to say hi. I love you, sis. Thank you for being my wingman for life and for taking time out of your crazy work schedule to get here. Special thank you to Jen Goodell, now Jen Cooper. I don't know if you all know what a great player she was. In college, she quickly became one of my best friends, and I realized after the first practice she was an amazing player and an amazing person. For the 3 years we were teammates, we battled in practice and pushed each other to reach our potential. She's the all-time leading scorer here and an All-American, so again I had the privilege of guarding a record holder day in and day out. Thank you, Jen, for making me a better player, a good person. Thank you for the similar values that I had, that you shared, and for flat out dominating on the court. I loved playing with you. I share this honor with you. Finally, to my husband, Keith, I wish I had met you sooner so you could have experienced the world of basketball that I grew up in. They're some of the best years of my life, but would have been better if I could have shared them with you. I'm proud to show you my college and tell you the stories of my days as a Heron. Thank you for being my teammate for life, for always supporting me, for being proud, for listening to Dad rattle off all my stats the first day you met him. And for being a great dad for our boys. I love you. Thank you again. This means more than you'll ever know. I'm so unbelievably thankful and humbled by this tremendous honor.